right here. You want to see when I get emotional? Look at this garbage. Hang on. That was the wrong one. Here's where I'm losing my mind. We went sideways. This is an hourly chart, guys. This is the S&P. This is some people use this as a literal indicator. The market. The market. We hear talking about on the news, the market. Talking about the S&P. Sideways. I would have rather stood blindfolded and had people beat me in the head with a bat. Just until I fell unconscious. Maybe take a couple of kicks to the ribs. That's what I don't like. Because I want to be up or down so I can make those moves. So that's how things will stay on this channel regardless. And right now we're just going to move on to the next ticker. It is the S&P right here. The open actually technically gapped down a little bit. Kind of a little doji candle. We're green right now. I'm long this. So right now I'm long SPX. I am long those Tesla calls. If you're following my plays, we do have proportionately, we'll say this, proportionately a little bit more Tesla. Anyway, sounds like that's doing good. Told you guys I'm going to let Tesla be green on Monday, and then I'll sell a call against it. So far, as of right now, sounds like that's going to plan. Let's see. It's up 46. Rocket Lab's up to 46 bucks. Nice. Real quick, how many likes do we have? We need about 50 more. 50 more likes to keep this thing going. Selling options, I like sideways. Yeah, but I was in a directional play this time. Sideways is great, but not the S&P, not like that. That was garbage. One, because I was short the S&P. I was in SPX puts, rocking it down to here. And you know what this did? This faked me out. I closed them. I grabbed calls. And then we did that. Oh man, I could have done some unthinkable things. And then we just went ripping right back up. Back to the relentless buying. Smack the like button and subscribe, people. Yeah, I don't annoy you guys like the other YouTubers. I make fun of you people a lot. And I certainly talk a different way than most others. I do only attract the serious people. That's what I aim to attract. That's my audience. But you can. Your fingers won't fall off if you just hit the thumbs up button. I'm going to start counting views, not subscribers. Oh, and the current stream's bitrate is lower than recommended. A stream bitrate of 6,800. Let me take a picture of this so I can just... Every time I check it, it says we're good, but YouTube is yelling at me. Let's talk about the S&P's expected move this week. So just the decluttered. This is just the ETF. You won't see any zones on here, again, because I know how to trade. And if you're zoning out SPY and if you're zoning out an ETF and not the underlying... I could probably tell you why some of your trades are failing. And I don't say that sarcastically. I genuinely mean that. So anytime you guys will ever see my charts, if there's an underlying that's going to cause the movement, that's where I have the price action and focus. All right, so the S&P 636 to 653. Not a bad week. I kind of think we're going to take a chill. I do think we're probably bullish. The hedge that I'm probably going to grab, well, let's talk about this. So I am still in S&P puts. I grabbed a couple, and I told you guys, this price action right here, I was like, man, I'm going to have to add on to the puts. The puts I have are just negligible, and I had a whole stream talking about why I'm probably going to have to just add on. I took a little bit, and it was kind of like, we'll call that protection, and then I was just thinking, it was kind of like if there's a water balloon version of an airbag, that's kind of what my 2 SPY puts were. And I do still, they have time on them, right? So I'm thinking I'm gonna upgrade and get an actual hedge going here, because we're just trending down. It looks like we're just knocking on that door. Powell came out and saved the day with the market. So I'm gonna wait, but I am going to add on. Our next job support is gonna be September 5th. So I'm kind of thinking that might be the red excuse. Job report's gonna be bad. Everyone's gonna be shocked. Pandemonium. Are we going to get the cut now? The jobs report's going to be bad. Market's going to sink. And then we'll cut rates. Markets are going to go back up again. That's kind of how I'm thinking September's going to play out. If you don't ever want to watch another video of mine, come back after September and say, that's crazy how you called that out. and then you can watch the rest of them from that point forward. You guys like this? All right, NASDAQ ultimately held that zone right there. Going into the daily. Yellow is a daily zone, so we're just right here. I gotta say, I would still be bullish that. Everything about it still looking good. A little bit of chop. We finally got a solid dip buy. Look how many days that was. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 days. Unheard of. Tech sell. What did the other YouTubers do? 7 days of big tech selling off? I'm surprised I didn't see any crash thumbnails. Usually one red day and they've lost their minds. It's like Humpty Dumpty just stood up on the top of that wall and just shouted, "Cannonball." All right, as far as the Qs, 561 to 582. Again, leaning bullish. NVDA will probably have a lot to say about that. Every Sunday when we check Hood for a price, it's up. When do we start buying on Fridays and sell on Sunday? I don't know. I bought 2 SPY puts when you said that before Powell talked. Yeah, the puts are down, but they're doing their job, right? Ultimately, my account is not bearish. Grandpa Dow found his Cialis. Is that it? Is that the other one? There's Viagra and the other one's, is it Cialis? If Viagra is blue, what color is Cialis? Are they all blue? Anyway, Grandpa found it. He's at the nursing, is it nursing home? Old folks home. Where they're all at. Anyway, he's tearing it up right now. What is going on here? That's crazy. I hate the Dow now. Hate the Dow. I went long, zone to zone. I tagged out. That would have tagged me out anyway. I should have just held. I should have just held that thing for eternity. Assisted living, yes. Thank you. You can tell Don has kids, Humpty Dumpty. So was there any reason for markets to go up Friday when data has been bad by data for the past few weeks? Yeah, there was this guy, Powell, someone gave him a microphone. I don't know who did, but somebody gave him a microphone. Anyway, he started chatting it up. Anyway, what Powell said was a lot of what he's been saying this whole entire time, because everyone's like, the data's good, cut rates. And he's like, no, we're going to hang tight. We're going to chill. We're going to let this kind of pan out. And then the data's bad, and Powell came out and said the same thing. Hey, we're going to let this pan out. One report, can't really derail everything. We're going to look at it as a lump sum and over a whole, and probably still lean into that. And I think that's what caused a lot of the buy side activity, because if you think about it, every time it's good, and he's like, no, we got to look at it as a whole, and then he jumps ship on a single red report, that tells you he's just clearly has a bias. That would probably be a lot more, clearly a lot more uncertainty. So I think him saying things like he always says panned out just the way it should. Kind of brought that relief in. Let's see. Ethereum end of year price prediction. Why is it every time that someone asks me that, I feel like they got their finger just on a call or a put, and they're like, hey, sup, Don? You if you could guess a dollar amount, not a strike, but a dollar amount that you think this thing's gonna end up at the end of the year, what do you think it is? I will look at it. I don't know. End of year price prediction? That's a tough one, especially with crypto. And we're talking about regulations. We got ETFs. I'll tell you right now, I'm going to take that same current trend. I'm going to plot that thing out for it like a trend line and say, if we stay on this trend, it's going to be here. And that's the best anyone can do. To give a definite number and give any kind of BS reason, you're just kidding yourself, to be honest. All right, Grandpa Dow 451 to 462. Crazy. At least we checked the all-time highs box on that one. Russell plans on joining him at the party. would watch out for that zone up here. Getting above that zone is a clear bullish signal on the Russell. Here's the expected move for that one. So we'll call it 230 to 240. $5 move. Not bad. Tesla up after hours.